Impression Soleil Levant, in English Impression Sunrise, is an 1874 painting by Claude Monet. The painting is credited with inspiring the name of the Impressionist movement, which revolutionized painting in the late 19th century. Impression Soleil Levant is now displayed at the Musée Marmottan Monet in Paris. I invite you to follow me and discover this museum, an unknown nugget in Western Paris. The nearest metro station to the museum, La Muette, on line 9, being located more than 600 meters away, it may be better to take bus 32 or 70 and get off the bus at the Avenue Ingres stop. This way you can admire the statue of Jean de La Fontaine, famous French poet, and the heroes of one of his fables, the crow and the fox. And then cross the very pleasant Ranelagh Gardens to reach the Marmottan Monet Museum. Here is the museum. The entrance fee is €14. The origin of the museum is the gift by the art historian Paul Marmottan of his mansion and its collections from the Renaissance and the Napoleonic era to the Academy of Fine Arts in 1932. But the Marmottan Museum's fame is the result of a donation in 1966 by Michel Monet, Claude Monet's second son and only heir. Michel Monet left the museum his own collection of his father's work, thus creating the world's largest collection of Monet paintings. Two other major donations have made this museum kind of an Impressionism temple. Besides Monet's painting, the museum also contains works by Berthe Morisot, Edgar Degas, Edouard Manet, Alfred Sisley, Camille Pissarro, Paul Gauguin, Paul Signac, Pierre-Auguste Renoir, and many others. This room on the ground floor, for example, contains very beautiful Impressionist works. A larger version of this painting is currently owned by the Art Institute of Chicago. So many beautiful masterpieces in just one room. Many donations have come to enrich the Marmottan Museum, which means that there are works of art from all periods and all styles. Even if I like art from very different ages, when I'm at Marmottan Monet Museum, I'm mainly interested in Impressionism. That's why I will focus this video on these paintings. In the permanent collection, apart from the Monet room that we will see later, the Berthe Morisot room is also a must-see. Berthe Morisot was a French painter and a member of the circle of the painters in Paris who became known as the Impressionists. In February 2013, Morisot became the highest priced female artist when, after lunch, a portrait of a young redhead in a straw hat and purple dress sold for $10.9 million at a Christie's auction. Berthe Morisot was married to Edouard Manet's brother, Eugène. Together they had one daughter, Julie, who was her mother's muse. Twice a year, the Musée Marmottan Monet organizes an exhibition dedicated to an individual or collections. When I visited the museum, the exhibition was dedicated to the Danish painter Peder Severin Kroyer. That's him. He is one of the Skagen painters, a community of Danish and Nordic artists who lived, met and worked in Skagen, Denmark, in the late 19th century. This is Kroyer's most renowned painting. The best for the end. Let's go down to the basement for the most important part of the museum, the permanent Claude Monet collection. This is the artist in his famous Giverny garden. Portraits of Claude Monet's two sons. Impression Soleil, Levant. Claude Monet painted this in an early morning session during a stay in Le Havre in Normandy. Monet presented this painting at the first exhibition of the Anonymous Society of Painters, Sculptors and Engravers, which took place in April and May 1874 in Paris. The art critic Louis Leroy from Charivari, wanting to play a malicious pun on the title of this painting, entitled his article The Exhibition of the Impressionists, thus giving a name to this new artistic movement, Impressionism. one of the famous water lilies, Nymphaea, of a very long series. Monet painted around 250 Nymphaeas. No doubt you will have seen some of these when visiting a lot of art museums in the world. Here, in my opinion, is the most beautiful room in the museum, where you can find many large, magnificent paintings by Claude Monet. I could spend hours there. If you ever have the opportunity to go to Giverny, the visit of Claude Monet's garden is absolutely magnificent. The last time a painting by Claude Monet was sold by Sotheby's in 2019, its price was $111 million. So in this room alone is $1 billion worth of Monet paintings. Incredible, no? But if they were stolen, they could never be sold anyway. In fact, Impression Soleil Levant was stolen in 1985 with 4 other Monet and 2 Renoirs from the Marmottan Museum and found 5 years later at the home of a Corsican thug. Obviously, you can't finish the visit without going through the unmissable Souvenir shop. I hope you enjoyed this visit. For me, Marmottan Monet is the best little museum in Paris, and I hope I have made you want to visit it one day. This was, after La Coulée Verte, my second video of those lesser known parts of Paris that are nevertheless very interesting to visit. Please tell me in the comments if you want more of these lesser known Paris videos. And if it's not done yet, please subscribe to this channel.